This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Longmont, Colorado. I am here with Malama Massage Therapy. Since the year 2000, they have been providing massage and body work while supporting your awakening to a brand new you. Let me ask you, first of all, Gina, how does a techie on the road get involved in this type of industry?
Well, my discovery of bodywork and massage was through my own health, and I noticed that the lifestyle that I had on the road was really taxing. And so being a roadie, I had bad food, little exercise, very little sleep, and that led to some health issues. I saw a massage therapist and a person who used oriental type medicine, acupuncture, acupressure, shiatsu, and my whole world just opened up as far as how the body can heal itself through initiating change.
Wonderful. How the body can heal itself. Obviously, an holistic approach is important to you. It's also something that you have a good time igniting that passion in other people as well. Is that right? And what does that mean for folks?
Well, it's really a self-discovery, self-journey. One of the principles that I like to carry into my work is through the Hawaiian philosophy of being an adventurer in your life and discovering and knowing that there are only perceivable limits. And so when it comes to health and discovering yourself, sometimes I feel that people find their health and wellness in boundless ways.
Interesting. I mean, you have quite a background that you've attained in just the past 10 years here that you've been involved. Share with me a little bit of your experience as well as your training that you've been able to do that you're most proud of.
Okay, well, I've been a massage therapist for 14 years, and so that has really led me down the path of not only being a practitioner and being of service, but also for teaching in schools. So I used to teach at the Boulder College of Massage Therapy and also the Denver School of Massage Therapy.
Interesting. One of the areas that you're known for is that of prenatal or pregnancy massage. Why is that 10-month period in a woman's life so vital to this kind of support?
Well, for this kind of support, the body of a pregnant woman is changing so quickly and so dramatically. The structure is really important to help support. So if you can imagine how a woman's body changes, and basically with pregnancy and labor, what they're doing is training for a marathon. Labor is an hours long type of a progress where you're, the end result is having a baby. And athletes, they train their bodies to endure hours and hours of physical experience, and so women can do that as well. And I think pregnant women are one of the most underserved in the demographic for massage therapy. So I'm glad to provide that for them. I have the knowledge and the experience and the confidence to do safe massage for them.
So you yourself, you experienced that yourself. You know what it's like to actually go through that.
Absolutely, yes. I have 3 beautiful children, and I've been able to experience massage therapy in different ways of my pregnancy.
What about those that are going through a high-risk pregnancy? Is there special care or even special touch that is administered for those?
Absolutely. So having the knowledge of prenatal massage is really important to modify a session. So there are certain areas that may not be massaged for some special conditions. Also just implementing other styles of massage. For instance, shiatsu is more of a pressure point rather than a deepening style of massage.
A lot of times I see a lot of massage therapists out there who specialize in one modality, be it of that of Swedish massage or maybe deep tissue or many others. How is integrative massage done through you somewhat different?
Well, I feel like through all of my experience and all of the styles that I have learned, I am able to bring in what works for that client at that certain time. So maybe they want deep tissue just on their shoulders, and then they want more fluid type connecting strokes in their legs and arms. And so to be able to integrate other styles of body work into one session I think is the custom flavor for that person.
So you're talking a very customized approach. So you basically sit down with them, discuss what parts are working or not working or hurting or what have you. Then you can decide, and you're talking about one session, they may experience multiple modalities that you're able to offer, including that of touch or even breathing.
That's right. Breath work is really important, awareness of breath. Working with the connecting of the body. So some people, they have a lot of awareness up in their head and neck area, but might not in their lower body. So I might integrate Hawaiian lomi lomi massage with running one whole stroke from the top of their body all the way down to their leg, noticing that there aren't any lines and there aren't any borders on their own body, and that they can truly feel that connectedness and that wholeness in their body.
Connectedness is what you said, a pathway to the stars, connecting to your inner light. What is that modality that I'm speaking of there?
So that's the Hawaiian temple bodywork, or Hawaiian temple lomi lomi, and that's a very old lineage of lomi lomi. There are several different types of lineages of that style of bodywork. This is Kehala Hoku, and it is Pathway to the Stars, like you said. It originates in the temples of the shaman in Hawaii, and it used to be a very secret, or huna, style of bodywork, but really the bodywork is a beautiful experience, very nurturing, very embracing, allows for people to feel nurtured but also release any tension, holding patterns that they might have, allows them to breathe fuller, and just with the presence of somebody. And
you said embracing and releasing. Is this type of massage, they say it's good for those who are transitioning, not only maybe starting school or stopping school or possibly marriage or divorce or really career changes, you name it. Is it good for that as well?
Yes, absolutely. So this style of massage was originally sought after as a rite of passage for somebody. So if you can imagine, when somebody is about to start something, they want to start out as full and whole as possible. So having one or even two practitioners in Lomi Lomi work on you can bring out a really beautiful experience of finding out who you are on the inside through touch and nurturing touch. And then you're off on your adventure, feeling, I would say, sensibly complete, yes.
I mean, just speaking with you, you come across as it's almost an adventure of your body, an adventure of discovery. Is that what makes it enjoyable for you?
Absolutely. If there was anything that I would want to do, even for free, massage therapy in the way that I have created it is what I enjoy doing. My career has really brought me to this place of happiness and being able to make a difference in people's lives. And for myself, I'm very happy to give and to facilitate in people's discovery of wellness.
Absolutely, and for somebody who is definitely a fan of massage, I love to receive. One of the things that I love is the fact that your muscles are basically melting away. I mean, they're melting away tension and stress. Is deep stone body work something that you're able to utilize as well?
Yes, stone massage. I actually really like to integrate stone work in massages. It doesn't matter what type of massage a person is coming in with. So I might have some hot stones or cold stones to apply. And that's a form of hydrotherapy. And so working with the water, working with heat, and working with cold, I like to bring in another element, and those are the stones.
We see a lot of folks experiencing that of yoga anymore. Can massage be utilized before or even after yoga, and does that benefit them as well?
Absolutely. People often schedule their appointments mostly after a yoga session, but sometimes before, and it's a wonderful way to combine your self-care.
Wonderful. One of the reasons we decided to meet you here in the Longmont location where you practice here is because a lot of the modalities people are used to, I think that of aquatic body work might be something they've never heard of before, a healing dance work. Share with me a little bit where this came from.
Okay, so healing dance is a style of aquatic body work that facilitates movement in the water, If you're familiar with Watsu, Watsu has a lot of rocking sensation, moving back and forth, some movement. And healing dance has more of a, you're traveling in the water. So it's helpful to have a pool that has space where you're able to do spirals, circles, figure eights. There's a lot more movement involved within the water, and a sense of three-dimensionality happening within the person's movement. So it's different from being on the table. When you're on the table, you're just on a stagnant layer or surface. Here, you can be floated on the surface, or you can take in a little bit deeper.
So you're actually floating, really.
Yes, you're floating. I'm holding you, and you have little floats that are around your ankle, your knees. And when you're in a session, most people just close their eyes and they get to enjoy the senses. The water mutes any kind of sound, so there aren't any sharp noises or anything like that. It's very womb-like in that sense, where you're back in the womb.
Wow, kind of a rebirthing almost. I mean, quite honestly, the joints, movement, basically, is this something people experience when they come out of the water? And what do they usually tell you?
A lot of times people are speechless in the beginning. They need a little bit of time to kind of come back to themselves. But that is a very frequent comment where they feel like they've been reborn, or they felt like they were an infant in their mother's womb. And yeah, having the warm water, the salt water is what is in this pool, so it's like amniotic fluid. I try to create this relationship with my client to where I'm there, but it's really not about me. I'm following their movements and patterns. So it's really about what they're feeling within the water.
You got me definitely intrigued. We're talking about more than joints and range of motion. We're even talking about really tapping into your nervous system, really.
Yes, absolutely. So a lot of people look forward to sleeping better after a session like this. And I know for myself, when I have really, really deep sleep. Sometimes I have vivid dreams, but it's very restful for me.
A great way for those that are constantly giving back to society, those for parents, fathers, entrepreneurs, people that are sometimes feel their energy is tapped out by others. Great for that as well.
Absolutely. So if you can imagine being extended out, reaching out, being out in the world, if you can imagine going into a pool where it's quiet, it's warm, you're being held, it's a opposite type of feeling. And so a lot of people, they tend to just really allow more freedom in their body, letting their joints and, like you said, and their arms, their legs just move about freely and lightly, and to experience lightness in their body.
Interesting. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, you're going to get a clear idea of a lot of the services she's able to provide. She's got extensive years of background. She's able to provide different modalities within one session. Obviously, this is based on a very customized approach for you. You can also take a look on the website and sign up right there immediately, or you can give them a call. You can also see some great testimonials, and a lot of the benefits of body work, of massage, are right there educating you on the website as well. And obviously, folks out there that are going through pain, especially chronic pain, they reach out to get body work done. But quite honestly, this is something that can be done as a proactive choice for your health. You don't have to wait till you're in pain, but actually supporting your body. Is that what you hope for people?
Absolutely. And a lot of times people are very appreciative of the self-care tips that I give. So it's less about telling them how to be or do, working out or exercising. Sometimes when people are given that advice, it can be a little less exciting and enthusiastic to receive those kind of recommendations. For me, it might be a stretch or just a mindfulness of how you might be breathing. So to me, that's self-care, and making it attainable is a way that a person will actually do it and carry themselves between sessions.
Wonderful. Last time, viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen. Her contact information is right there. Obviously, we're sitting here in Longmont where she does the aquatic massage, and but she's also got a location in Fort Collins. Is that correct? And that's right there next to within a yoga studio there. So if you'd like to experience that, it's welcome as well. And just keep in mind, we're talking about this is your health, something that is a personal journey that you're going to take. She is there to support you. She is honored to support you through that discovery, and that is Malama Massage Therapy. This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know. This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. I'm here with BluHart photographer. Since 2007, he's been providing professional photography services for the clients here in Wheat Ridge, as well as the entire city of Denver. Thanks for joining us, Blue. Well, let's start off, first of all, a little bit about yourself. You found your passion early on, basically in a high school class just up the road here, and basically quickly learned that you were able to get some recognition statewide in a competition. Mm-hmm. Share with me how you got involved in this industry.
Initially it was one of those things that got involved in high school, really enjoyed photography, but everybody told me, hey, there's no way you can make a living as a photographer, as an artist. There's no way to do it. So I got the corporate job and went and got the benefits and did all the corporate thing for a while and died a little bit every day. And finally, about 7 years ago, my wife convinced me to do an art show again. So went out, put together a show that I called Echoes, and it was how the whole premise of it. When we create something, we mimic human forms with them. So the signature piece was there's a nude woman's back juxtaposed against a balloon stack train. So as they sit next to each other, they have this really beautiful play off of each other.
Obviously, photographers, artists were very much self-taught, but share with me, what formal training did you receive as well?
I got a scholarship to go to the Hallmark Institute of Photography in Massachusetts, and went out there for their 10-month program, and then got a job working as a teacher's assistant up in Maine at the Maine Media Workshops.
Maine Media Workshops, you're working there. A lot that you learned back there, are you able to still draw on a lot of it when you're faced with challenges or projects today?
Absolutely. The program that I was involved with was very intensive. They put us through a lot of, jumped through a lot of hoops, everything from very detailed product photography to photojournalism, this whole nice range. And the great thing about going up into Maine was I got to work with a lot of different photographers, different disciplines, and see how they worked. And since everybody works differently, I think you can always draw something from that.
So you got to work with some veterans that were in the trade as well. Do you think that's maybe why you consider yourself an old school photographer, and yet you're armed basically with modern skills?
Yeah, I think so. I don't want to sit in front of a computer. I want to go out and make images. So I'd rather take everything and pretend like I'm shooting with film and get it right in the camera the first time.
One of the things, obviously, photographers are known to be, we paint with art. I mean, we basically paint with light. Is light still your favorite tool, more so than the computer, which a lot of photographers turn to today?
It is. I'd rather light something and get it pretty right out of the camera. And I want to be able to light that and compose a shot, and again, get it right the first time rather than have to fiddle around for an hour in Photoshop afterwards.
You have a photography studio right here, complete with studio lights, but you're also able to go out on location and work with available light. Which one do you seem to prefer?
You know, I've actually found myself really enjoying going out on site and doing things at people's businesses, more of an editorial style, where I show up and start and have to find that shot. I find that a great challenge, going into somewhere that I've never been before and finding, okay, what's the best possible photograph I can take here? I've really enjoyed that over the last few years.
One of your specialties is that of executive portraiture. Why do you think that corporate America should still be looking at professional photographers to get their images right?
I think it's that first impression. These days, everybody's tempted to take a picture with their iPhone or their cell phone, and it just doesn't necessarily portray that professional image that needs to be out there. And, it's one of those, you find a good photographer and they can make it a good experience and get you a good shot that's maybe going to land you that promotion or get somebody to want to do business with you.
Not only that, but anymore, there's so many media formats out there. So if they need a high-res image, you can provide that as well, or possibly a fast uploading small one, and anywhere in between.
Absolutely. One of the things I like to offer is I'll provide a high-quality image, JPEG, that they can upload really quickly to their LinkedIn or their Facebook. I optimize that all right off the bat. So when they get their files from me, they're labeled that way, so they can say, oh, this is my Facebook picture. I can pop that up really quick, and it just makes their life so much easier.
Do you sell the rights outright, or is it by the project or by use?
It's by the project generally. There's some things where it makes sense to be able to work out a usage agreement, but a lot of times with smaller businesses, they don't necessarily have the ability to do that. So I'm always about trying to work with people and get them the best that I can get them.
Business identity is where you've definitely found a niche, but quite honestly, I've seen on your site there you've got individuals, you've got groups, you've got couples. Is that something you provide across the board?
It is. One of the things I really enjoy about this is it's something different every day. I did a smoking campaign, an anti-smoking campaign for Tobacco-Free Colorado recently, and that was a lot of fun, bringing people in and working on that project. And then the following week, I was shooting some food shots for a country club. So everything was a little different. Denver, as a market, you have to be able to do everything.
So basically from the clean headshot portraiture of an executive all the way to something that's more dramatized or even staged, like that of corporate awareness, that type of thing. Do you enjoy the wide gamut that you're able to work with?
I do. It's something, like I said, it's something different every day, and it's something that's a lot of fun to see that finished product.
Not all your photography relies on people work. You actually do architectural, you do some product work as well. Is it kind of a different mindset when you're working on something like that?
It is. I find architecture to be very relaxing for me. I come from a family of home builders. I've got family that have been building custom homes for 30 years between my uncles and my father and grandparents. So it sort of, I get in this zen and I'm able to just sort of walk around and see the building, and like I said, it's very relaxing.
Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, first of all, you're going to see some imagery, but we've been showing you quite a bit on the screen right there. Take a look at the different categories. Basically, since 2007, he has honed his trade, not only self-taught, but also formal training that took place back east. He was also an assistant there at the main media workshops. One of the things that took you all the way back to the east. Is that where you're originally from, or are you here from Colorado?
My parents moved here from Iowa when I was 3, so I figure I'm basically a Coloradan.
So you're Colorado-based. Is some of your work actually shown in other states in galleries and shows?
Yeah, I've got some stuff that's out in Massachusetts right now at the Turner's Falls Gallery, and some of my work makes it all over the place. Never know where it's going to show up.
Basically, you received your training back in a time when the film and digital was an exciting era. Was that something that interested you to kind of hold on to the film look as well as going into the digital world?
Yeah, I'd say so. In fact, I picked up an 1890s wet plate camera a few years ago at a antique store and took a lot of time to take that, restore it, and then figure out how to digitize an image from it. So I did a whole series of portraits with a steampunk theme and did a bunch of steampunk characters through the ground glass of this 1890s camera. Came up with some portraits that I just really love.
That is neat. Was it kind of a challenge just putting the whole thing together before you actually even got it working?
Yeah, it's one of those where it reminded me of that process, because somebody sits down, get them in position, they have to hold perfectly still while I focus the 8x10 camera, then I have to focus the digital camera that's rigged up through it, and then actually take the shot. So it sort of has that Victorian feel where somebody has to sit really still for 10, 15 seconds sometimes.
What inspired to do something like that?
I've always had an interest in antiques, and especially antique photography equipment. So when I found that camera, it just sort of sparked this idea that I need to do something with this. I think this is going to be a lot of fun.
Let me ask you, before I let you go, when is it that you actually appreciate your own work? Is it right away when you hand it over to a client, or is it sometimes years later when it's hanging on a gallery wall or even in a person's home?
I think it's different for different pieces. There's some that I take it and I just know I've got the shot right there right after I hit the shutter, and I'm like, I've got it. It's perfect. And then there's other times where it's something that I like the shot, but it's not necessarily my favorite. But then after I step back, see it years later, I'm like, wow, I really like that. It means something different to me now.
Last time, viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. The contact information is right there. Basically, just give him a call or possibly email him. He will be getting a hold of you, finding out what it is that you want to capture, not on film, but digitally. He considers himself old school photography, basically armed with modern day skills. That is custom crafted photography here with BluHart photographer. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know. Until next time, if you know of a business who you feel the whole city should know about, nominate them, we'll send a reporter out. This is Gary Atencio from CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.